Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMP, the Six Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, June 26, 2023. Kevin Patrick, Corey Graves on commentary. And we in Georgia, baby. And welcome. I welcome you to the New World Podcast, brother. This was a go-home show. We got Money in the Bank. It's kind of crazy, like Forbidden Doors now behind us, and now we got to focus the Money in the Bank. And tomorrow night we got Gold Rush, and here's just another week of professional wrestling, folks. Here we go. It's funny, Raw usually starts my week, but now that I had the pay-per-view, it's like my day started from Sunday to now Saturday, and it's just going to be a constant flow as these pay-per-views get thrown out. But the point of this show was to get us excited for Money in the Bank. We started off with the Dom and Cody package. I just don't know about this match anymore. I was really hoping we got something from Dom. Like something like I know the crowd won't let him speak. And, you know, you could have had, I don't know, the empty arena thing you could have done for him. The Austin Theory thing, I think I brought that up once. But, you know, wrestling crowds are assholes. Let's put it that way. They are 100% assholes. This happened to Finn Balor when Finn Balor couldn't talk because, you know, everyone's singing Rollins' song and the what chants, you know. Then you got the boos, and, you know, everyone finds it funny when someone tries to talk. And I understand the kids got heat, but now I just feel like these boos are just intentional, just to not let them speak. And it's just like, it gets frustrating because Dom, you know, like everything worked more in Cody Rhodes' favor, and the cheap shots and Cody taking jabs at him like you're a child. He just told him a Dr. Seuss riddle because Rhea and Dom come out and Cody comes out, and, you know, he's like, I'm getting really irritated with you. You're getting under my skin. Blah blah blah. Dom tries to talk and boo. They won't let him talk. They won't let him even try to get a lick at Cody. Cody looks stronger in this opening segment than Dom even tried to even attempt to get something. I wanted some form of mic skills. He had to talk through Rhea Ripley, which is okay, but Dominic needs to establish himself as being his own person as well. I love the whole mommy thing. I love that's her Latino heat. I love all of that, but like, with this match in general, I was like, God, I wanted to see something from Dom tonight. Something. But the best part about this is as Rhea and Dom are coming out, and poor Samantha, I follow her on Instagram and also TikTok. She has a great, powerful voice as a ring announcer, introducing the major talent. But like she was like, and Rhea Ripley, the Raw awaits. Sorry, you know, it's the world women's champion here. Swoopsie. It's okay. Things happen. Mistakes happen. But I thought that was kind of funny. This segment was cool, but Cody looks stronger in the end, and I'm guessing that's just what we want. We want Cody to look strong, and I guess there's nothing wrong with that, right? At the end of the day. Next we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet. Bronson Reed's on the outside of the ring. I'm still trying to figure out where are we going with this, because Bronson Reed is not in the Money in the Bank. And he's beefing with these two. Ricochet for the win. I was like, okay. You know, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Why do we have this story here instead of it just being Ricochet and Nakamura? I just don't get it, you know. But it was still a fun match. Matt Riddle backstage. Did one from earlier today. They did one now with Byron. And he has thrown a challenge out there to Gunther, the Ring General. And it gets interrupted by Ludwig first. Then Gunther attacks him from behind. He says, I accept your challenge, and they will face each other at Money in the Bank. for the Intercontinental Championship. That's going to be, I knew that was coming some way, somehow, and it's finally going to be a reality at this Saturday. And I'm happy that the pay-per-view's at noon so I can go watch that before the day job and get my wrestling fix on. Adam backstage with Dom and Rhea. You know, Dom wants a match. He says he'll face anybody just to show Cody that he's ready and destroy anybody, you know, and that was it. He walked out. Rhea whispered in his ear, and they walked off. Ronda Rousey was in action. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Ronda Rousey came out with Shayna Baszler versus Raquel Rodriguez, who came out with Liv Morgan. They got a big tag team match at Money in the Bank for the women's undisputed tag team championships. Ronda for the win. And I just got this feeling, man. Raquel and Liv are going to get those championships. I don't know. I do like this feud, but it's one of those things where I'm like, cool, Ronda beat Raquel. You know, there was a lot of things tonight, like Ricochet beating Shinsuke. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Ronda beating Raquel, and they all got like matches, big matches coming up this week. You know, it didn't settle well with me, but I was like, okay, you know, we'll see what the end holds. Finn Balor package for Money in the Bank, awesomeness. He's like, hey, Seth, he's like, you want that old Balor, you want that guy is dead and gone. You're saying hello to someone new. I don't want Demon Balor, you know, as cool as that would be. I want Finn Balor at his peak. I don't know, because Demon Balor just it kind of got washed under the rug of how, like, he went to that level. You know, he would take himself to the level of the Demon, and he really hasn't been successful with it. You know, sure, he was the first Universal Champion, blah, 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 but where has he been going since then? You know, and I just want to see these two beat the shit out of each other at Money in the Bank. We got Seth walking backstage. Carmelo Hayes is in the crowd. Seth comes out looking fabulous as usual, calls out Finn. Finn tries to attack. They get into a fight, and Finn's going to attack him with the chair because he's been attacking those ribs all week. And Carmelo saves him, and Carmelo Hayes here. I'll get to this in a bit. But yeah, Finn runs off. Carmelo Hayes sets up a match for tonight. I was like, oh, okay, Finn versus Carmelo Hayes. Let's go then. Let's go. Ciampa backstage interview saying he's done, you know, with the Miz. The reason why he attacked him is because he's better than that. He's better than Tiny Balls, and there was supposed to be a match between the two, him and Miz, but no match. Miz attacks him, beats down Ciampa, and sends a message, and I'm really liking this aggressive Miz. I'm like, just be as aggressive as possible, because I think he needs a little bit of change, and get rid of the Tiny Balls thing. Seriously, it's not funny anymore. Like, and the crowd, Tiny Balls. I'm like, it was funny at a point, and now it's not. And then I see the shirt, I got massive balls. I don't give a fuck about your balls, Miz. I don't give a fuck about that anymore. It's a dead in the water joke. It's like the whole bum-ass Corbin chant. Like, it's done. Then we got Imperium backstage promo, interrupted by Kevin Owens and Sammy this time, which was funny. And they're like, hey, we're supposed to be here tonight. And they got all ended. Short fuse, Kevin losing his shit. But it sets up a match with Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Next match, Dominic Mysterio with Rhea versus Akira Tozawa. We all know who's gonna win this match. This was quick. Make Dom look good, I guess. You know, it really wasn't. I don't know. That's the thing, is like, I know Dom has the capability of wrestling, and maybe I'll be proven wrong this Saturday. Maybe he'll have the match of his life with Cody. But also, too, there's another factor. It's called Brock Lesnar, which is going to overshadow this match, because I'll talk about it in my picks and predictions. All right, but Dominic for the win, and they just brought up a 25th anniversary for Hell in a Cell. Mick Foley, Undertaker special. Is as cool as it is, it's been 25 years. I've heard all the stories. I went to a live show. I've seen every bit and piece, and them talking about that Hell in a Cell. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any shape, in any form, because that is my childhood right there. But man, I'm just like, that's cool. Probably not going to watch because I've heard it all. Down to Undertaker being talked to, this and that. And the live Mick Foley show I went to, he talked about, he says it's the most asked about thing, like him getting thrown off and this and that. But the cool part is like, damn, 25 years since that match. That's crazy. I think that's what I was really getting at. Viking Raiders promo package, I was like, why? But I thought it was another, like, the Viking Raiders are a threat. And it's like, no, this is a promo for them to call out Alpha Academy. I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. I'm done with you trying to sell me on the Viking Raiders at this point. Do something else, because I'm not invested in them anymore. And that sucks because I like the Viking Raiders. We have Money in the Bank Summit. Trish Stratus, Zoe Stark, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Zelina, Io Sky, and Corey Graves, and are talking. And like, my favorite part of this whole thing is when Becky hits Trish, because Becky has not won the Money in the Bank. As cool as the tease was with Becky holding that briefcase and being a big moment for her to win, that, I was like, it's cool. Like, yes, it's a monumental moment for her in her career, but I'm still rocking with Io. And Io said to Bayley, let the best woman win. And we shall see. We shall see what happens with those two and Damage Control and all that good stuff. But the fight broke out. Then we have a backstage interview with Kathy's with Carmelo Hayes. He's excited for his match tonight. Sami Zayn versus Gunther. This was a really great match. Kevin's out there. He's on commentary. We got Ludwig and we got Giovanni. I was like, where the hell is it? I was thinking about this right before this match. I was like, where the hell has he been? Then he was out there with crutches. I was like, oh, okay. I was wondering where you've been because you haven't been in a few of the segments. Great match. Gunther for the win. Now he has a win over Kevin, over Sammy. And this is the thing. We have Sammy and Kevin putting those titles on the line this Friday. You beat Sammy. Gunther has a championship match this Saturday with Matt. Looks strong. That's why I said with Ricochet beating Shinsuke, I was like, okay. Ronda beating Raquel, okay. But they all tied up in these big matches. It's usually the opposite. Usually, let's say Raquel was facing, let's see, I'm trying to think in my back, Chelsea Green, and she gets the win. It kind of builds her up, like, oh, look at that. They're trying to build up to their tag team. Or the Raquel and Liv have a tag team match, and they win that tag team match over maybe Fire and Dawn to build up towards that. That's why I didn't understand this, like, with Ricochet beating Shinsuke, because they both got something with Money in the Bank and the whole Bronson Reed thing. It's all confusing. I might be just ranting here, folks, but at Gunther beating Sammy, it was like, oh, now he has two over them. Where are we going with that? It makes him look strong for Money in the Bank, but where are we going with that? So we had Becky and Rhea. You see how flustered I get, folks. It's been a flustering week. So much wrestling. But we got Becky and Rhea backstage face to face, and I was like, oh, man. Rhea saying, like, hey, you ain't going to win. But if you do, if you try to cash in, you're going to regret it. But going back to Sammy and Gunther, Kevin Owens attacks, and then the numbers game. Then Riddle comes out, hopping along on that poor ankle of his. So, setting up more for Gunther and Riddle. Now, Carmelo Hayes spotlight package before his big match. I really like it, but there's a problem here, and I'll get to that. Alpha Academy backstage training, calling out the Viking Raiders, said, hey, next week, we calling you out. So we'll see what you got. And Maxine says, every time I got Valhalla, I whooped that ass, which is very true. Very true. And then we had a backstage interview with Natalya. Natalya's like, I don't know. I'm sad. I got to get my mind right. Yeah. But she calls out Rhea. Wonder how that's going to end. Now we get Finn Balor versus Carmelo Hayes. Finn Balor beats Carmelo Hayes. I don't know how I feel about that either. Carmelo Hayes has a big match tomorrow at NXT Gold Week 2. I, for one, was like, what? You know, I thought this was going to end in some form of like Seth, you know, taking out Finn or whatever. I was like, okay, this is the most logical thing not to hurt these two, you know, and because wins and losses I always feel matter, and especially with big pay-per-view weeks. I was like, when he beat Carmelo Hayes, I was like, oh, it's kind of, I don't, like, he has a match tomorrow. Literally, he's putting up the NXT Championship tomorrow, and you beat him tonight. That doesn't look good. I was like, okay, I guess, you know, because that makes Finn, you know, stronger towards what he's going to do to Seth. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of these booking decisions, they just didn't sit well. We go backstage with Kathy. She's with Cody Rhodes. And Cody's doggy finally makes a Raw debut. I was like, yeah. And we revisited the Bloodline stuff. What's going to happen? We got Civil War coming up between the two. It's going to be crazy. And I hope there's some weird stipulation added in this Civil War Bloodline match. Like, just no rules. Just let them just kick the shit out of each other. Now, the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. One hell of a match. One hell of a match to end the show. Of course, Dom and Rhea come out, you know, and once again, well, Cody got the win, you know, even though they were trying not to let him get the win. Dom did another hit and run, and that's it. That's all. We close the show with these two, and I'm like, okay. Because I was like looking at this, I was like, wait, are we, you know, of course, tradition has it, start the show off where we're going to end. That's always been the formula of a lot of wrestling shows, many wrestling shows. And this was just like, oh, okay, Cody, just whoop his ass. Just, I don't care about this match. Like, it's just such a weird match to happen where I thought it was going to enhance Dom a little as a heel. But he hasn't got any enhancement from that, and hopefully maybe something happens in this match to where he definitely pulls a rabbit out of his ass, and he shows us all, proves us all wrong. So, overall, I gotta say, 3.5 out of 5 for this Raw. Not spectacular, not crazy, not, you know, it was a fun 3 hours, but there was a lot of like decisions that I was like, I don't know if I would go about it that way, you know, me and my fat ass sitting here being a couch booker. But 3.5 out of 5. Drop those comments below. Tell me what you thought of the show. What did you like? What did you not like? What was your match? I gotta say, Cody Rhodes is fun. Next to that, Shinsuke Nakamura and Ricochet. Sami Zayn and Gunther, I gotta say, is the match of the night. Yeah, looking at my notes, that is the match of the night. Next is Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. Those two put on a great match. And that's it. That's all. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. Check out his music. It's fantastic. Can't wait for that EP. It's going to drop hot. All right, y'all. And remember, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Will Becky Lynch be the man to climb the ladder?
You could be looking at Becky in the bank.